Hey guys, it's Monday. It is time for a brand new week. We had a terrific weekend, and now we are going to jump into the second part of this American flag project. However, first, I got a call the other day, and I want to address something real quick. And this is so bear with me for you guys that have been around for a while and used the router a lot. But I was talking to a friend the other day on the phone, and she was having an issue with her router. So, and this is something that I kind of grew up with, so I know, but if you don't know, you don't know. So here's the deal. She told me that she's putting her router bit in her router, right? And she put it in there, and all of a sudden, it fell down in. Now this one, for whatever reason, it doesn't want to fall down in, but I'm going to push it down in. So, and let's assume it just went down in there further. That wasn't me pounding on the bench. It was, so you can see, if you look in there, it went way down in. And she's actually sees that happening, and then she starts saying, she's like screaming at me. She's like screaming, Eric, you never told me what to do if that happens. Anyway, so let me show you, because what she did, she went and got her tweezers. She fished that thing out, which, number one, you don't want to touch metal to any part of that edge because it could chip. But that's what she did, and I was kind of laughing with her, so to speak. So for you new people, let me show you how to fix that. There you go. So now, so you guys know this comes out. Now, all routers, they don't necessarily come out like this, but most of them, I think, do.
Quit. I'm trying to focus on it.
Oh, okay. So let me show you how this mechanism actually works. So this thing is tapered, okay? This has kind of a taper to it. It is the same taper as the inside of the armature here. And you notice how it's kind of split, this piece of metal. This is what we call the collet. It's what I call the collet. It's kind of split. So as this threads on, and as this thing pushes that taper down into that armature, it causes that thing to close up. That's what holds the router bit. And again, for you guys that have been around and know how a collet works, you know how a collet works. But these people that are brand new, if you don't know, you don't know. So that's how that collet mechanism works. And every router that I've ever seen basically is the same design. That thing screws down, it threads. The router, by the way, right now is unplugged. So this is the shaft lock. Okay, so as that thing goes down, that thing shoves that down into that tapered armature, and that's what closes and tightens up on that bit. That's how that thing works, for those of you that didn't know. Now, here's another real quick tip. I've had people say, what if my bit doesn't come out? And it gets stuck in there. I've loosened the nut all the way, and it won't come out. Well, what happens is once in a while you get some residue on the inside of that collet. So there's a couple ways to do it. You can do it just exactly what I did before, or you can take and this is what my dad taught me. Very carefully, if that thing is stuck in there and this nut is loose, very carefully. Now you notice I'm tapping on the shoulder here. I'm not out on the edge. If I tapped that on the edge, that thing would break. I'd lose but very easily, you can just tap right on the shoulder or right on the neck of that bit, and it'll come right out. So what happens is they just get kind of jammed in there, and they just need a little extra
oomph. Yeah,
need a little extra persuasion, we'll call it. Anyway, all right, so that is that. So I'm going to put my 90-degree bit away. So Susan, that was for you and anybody else that has any issues with that. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to put in my SC50, and we're going to carve these stars. So we were going to make this a separate scene, but since I'm on a roll, we're just going to go with it. So bear with me here as I tighten my collet. Now I will plug this in. making sure to hold on to it to make sure in case it is on, it won't go running across the bench and poke a hole in me. All right, so let's see if I can get this correct. That has to be toward me. I think this is how I do it. Yeah, it gives you vision. Because that will go on both ways. There is no right or wrong way. It's just whichever way works for you. But I want, in this particular instance, I want the cord toward me so you guys have better vision. Now I need a little bit more cord. All right. Here we go. Are you keeping track of time, babe? Did you push the button?
I did.
You did push the button. Good girl. You are on it. All right.
Did not forget.
Let's see how these stars are going to come out. Those are pretty tiny, but I'm going to give it my best shot. Oh, I don't have my light. Hold on. I got to get my octopus light here. Where is it? There it is. Hang with me, guys.
And gals.
And gals.
You always say guys.
Well, but they know when I say guys that I mean guys and gals. Huh?
But.
They know I mean guys and gals.
Doesn't
Folks.
matter. You don't say it.
All right. You know what? I could go down a road on that one, but I'm gonna
Take
leave
the
it
high
alone.
road, babe. Take the high road.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that feminist comment alone.
So I'm not wearing pink.
What? All right, here we go. My wife is being strange this morning. I think that's a little deep. I need to make that a little bit shallower. Remember, these SC50s, guys, they're only designed to go no more than 3/30 seconds deep. Otherwise, you take a chance and lose the tip. Still a little deep. By the way, I forgot to give the warning. I'm going to turn the router on now. So just in case, you might want to turn your volume down. Okay guys, I think you can kind of get the idea of what I'm doing there. Brush that. I lost my brush. Well, anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish up these stars, just exactly what I'm doing here. I got, what, about 45 more to go, something like that. So I'm going to finish up these stars, then we'll come back and we'll take the next step. Okay, so I got all of the stars done, and just so you guys know, I was at right about 330 seconds deep with that SC50, which is what they say is the max to go on that before you take a chance in losing that tip. So now I've got the profile bit in. Now what I'm going to do is because the profile bit cuts wider, I'm going to cut around all of those stars to give me a little bit more room to get around there with my cleanup bit. Here we go. Oops, wrong side. So I think I've got it set about right, but I may have to adjust it. So I'm getting ready to fire up the router. Watch your volume. Okay, so as you guys can see, I'm not in exactly the same groove, and I've done this many times before. I'm not in exactly the same groove. I'm just outside my original groove there, and I got a piece there I got to chip out, but I'll get that. There we go. And so I'm going to go ahead and finish up all my, what I call my buffers all around all my stars, and then we'll be right back. Okay, got all my stars pretty much completed there. I kind of went around all of them a little bit deeper, a little bit wider line. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the inside of this blue field. Here we go. Okay, so those of you that are kind of brand new to watching me do this, Notice I kind of stayed away from the line. Every time I hit one of the tops of these stars, it kind of jumped a little bit. So I kind of stay away from the line that I really want, and then I go back and trim it up. I may trim that even a little bit more. Some of that there is, I could actually widen that. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that and come down and do this, and we'll be right back. All right, so I've got all the detail done with the profile bit and the SC50. Now I'm going to go back in here and take the rest of this blue out. Now normally on background I would be using the 90-degree bit, but because this is there's just not a lot of room in here, I'm going to go ahead and use this 60-degree bit. This is the one I normally would use only for inset letters, but being as it's really tight in there, I'm going to use a 60-degree bit. It doesn't quite cut quite as wide, which is what I want, because I'm going to use do my kind of dimple effect in here. So anyway, we're using the little rigid router with the 60-degree bit. And we're about, I don't know, somewhere around 1/4 of an inch. Alright guys, I'm just going to finish that up. I'm going to do what I did here, the rest of that, take the rest of that blue out, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, the stars and the blue field, it's all done. So I always try and do the most difficult first. I got a couple little high spots I got to go in there and take out with my little hand tool, which is around here somewhere. Well, that won't work. But basically, that's all done. Now remember, anytime you do a lot of that, you definitely want to use that stiff bristle brush and really get in there and brush all that loose stuff out. So that is it for today. On Wednesday, we're going to get these stars done and move on. I don't know how many more videos it's going to take, but whatever it is, that's what it is. If you like this, guys, please, I would really like to get more likes and dislikes and shares. If this is valuable for you. Hope you guys like this. And if you have any questions, obviously, write me, not on Facebook, but write me on eric@makeawoodssign.com.
Why do you want dislikes?
I said I don't want
Oh, I
dislikes.
thought you said you want more likes and dislikes.
Oh, did I say
You
that?
did.
Scratch that. Likes.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. No thumbs down. Anyway, but I would like more shares as well. Oh, don't forget, coming up on Saturday is the LTS. So get your questions ready. We're going to be doing a live broadcast. Send me a Facebook request, friends request, if we're not friends already on Facebook, Eric Roten. And hope you guys can join us. We've got a bunch of stuff planned for that. Yeah, we're kind of stacking stuff up. It's been a while, so we've got a bunch of stuff planned for that. So some really cool stuff. Let me know. Oh yeah, don't send me messages through Facebook. Remember guys, I'm getting kind of inundated and there's a lot of places on Facebook where I don't get messages. So if you have a message or pictures or whatever, send them to me directly on my email. All right guys, have a great one and we'll see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.